So what is the one thing that will make or break your no-budget film? Well, once you have your script, there's one department that has the biggest production value on your film. It's not the camera, it's not what gear you have, and it's not amazing locations. These things are important, but truth be told, they will not make or break your film. So what will? Well, it's the most criminally ignored department, and is the one thing that often separates movies with a budget from no-budget films. Okay, let's reverse engineer this together. When you're watching a film or a series, what is it that keeps you watching it? There might be a hook that gets you there, the plot or the genre. But what keeps you watching to the end? The story. Well, what is that? Well, from the beginning, storytelling has been about the human journey through a set of circumstances or a plot. So the story is the character's journey through that plot. Will they survive? Will they succeed? Will they fail? Will they evolve? This might not be why we start something, but it is generally why we finish something. So if the story is the character's journey, and it's this that's the reason we finish watching something to the end, then the people that we choose to play these characters are arguably what will make or break your film. It doesn't matter how good everything else is, because if the characters are not portrayed completely truthfully by the actors, and we switch off. So if we know what our camera does and how it does it, should we not at least be able to say the same about the actors? If they're so important to our story, should we not know exactly what they do and how they do it to help them be the best they can? So how do we know when acting is truthful or is just pretense? Well, every actor you ask will have a different explanation of what it is that they do, because they're human beings and they all see it differently. I'm going to delve deeper into what acting is in another video, but to quote one of the most famous acting coaches, it's behaving truthfully in imaginary circumstances. They're not trying to convince the audience, they're not trying to convince the camera, and they're not trying to convince you, the director. Between action and cut, they're trying to convince themselves that all of this is real by listening, believing, and reacting, not acting. So how do we get great actors for our no-budget films? Well, for me, I don't tend to audition actors that often. I much prefer to look at their show reels and then just meet them for coffee or something. Auditions are not a great way of seeing how good they are. A show reel shows their finished work, so that's a much better indicator of what they're going to be like in terms of their performance level than a cold audition. Whatever budget I have on my no-budget film, 90% of that I'm spending on getting the best actors I possibly can. You can go the show reel route, but you have to make it worthwhile for the actor as well as for you. I've done a video that illustrates how I managed to do that somewhat successfully, but for the most part, you've just got to pay them. I can write, I get locations for free, I can light it, I can shoot it, I can direct it, I can edit it, and I can do all these things for nothing. But the one thing that I can't do is I can't get great actors for nothing. And without great actors, people may start our film, but very quickly they won't care. And they won't finish our film.